Hey, this is Daryl, and welcome back to my fly tying channel and fly adventures or fishing adventures. And if you're new here, welcome. And so today we're gonna tie a bumblebee pattern for some maybe redfish, or not redfish, but red-eye bass. Who knows if that'll be a good choice, but I'm gonna tie one up and try it on the water when I make this adventure. Alright, why don't we take a look at the fly, and I'll explain the materials as we go along. Now this here's a little foam bumblebee that I'm going to tie. Maybe the antenna, if you can't find the materials, I just kind of find out some very thin nylon material, I think it is. And on there, but why don't we go ahead and we'll get tying, and we'll explain the materials as we go along. The hook I'm going to use is a Ryzen dry fly stonefly 5212. It's a 2x long shank, 1x light, and it happens to be a size 8. So at this fly it could probably even work for maybe trout or brim. I'm going to go ahead and smash my barb, and I'm going to put the barb in here. The thread I'm going to use is some yellow, I think it's 210 denier, and we're just going to go ahead and start that right back behind the eye. And then I'm going to use some black mono Nymph eyes for the eyes on this here, and they come like on a little card like this, and these are medium, if I didn't say that. And I'll rip one off of there, and then I'll take the tag in that was attached there. And I'm going to go ahead and tie that in. Tie that in, and I'm going to try to somewhat get this even on both sides. And I'll take and put a layer of thread on here for the body. Now I'm going to take my thread back just short of the midway point of the hook shank, right there. The body is going to be made out of Rainey's bee wasp bodies. I'm using 1/4 inch for this size hook. And I'm not going to need the whole thing. I'm just going to grab my big scissors here, and I'm going to kind of figure out the midway point on here. To cut it in half. And then I've got 2 halves here on there. And next we're going to do is we're going to shape this foam, and in the back I'm going to give it a point, kind of like where the stinger's at. And take a little bit off of here. And we're going to go ahead and take some edges off to smooth them out. And trim off kind of around this area here a little bit. And I'm going to try to smooth them out, the rough cuts a little bit, by using a little fire. On there. Alright. Next I'm going to do is I'm going to, since it's going to sit on top of here, I also want it the hook to go into the foam a little bit. And I'm going to take a razor blade and I'm going to cut like right down the middle of it to split it. I'm going to do that off camera. So then I got like a hamburger bun type thing, or a hot dog bun. Need a little bit more work on that. Alright, let's see. I think that's good enough right there. Next I'm going to take is some gel glue and put on top of my threads so I can put that body on there. And really this is the only and the black is towards the hook bend, and then right here I'm going to build up an area to put my legs, and then I'm just going to wrap this to make it tight around here to cut maybe some help with the adhesion on there. And that'll deform the foam a little bit, but eventually that's just going to pop out, get back to its normal shape. Next we're going to do is we're going to put a wing on there, and we're going to use some black Goose Biots. Only need 2 Biots. Yeah. And we're going to put them with the concave down, and we're going to angle them a little bit. We want them just a little bit longer than the body, or back at the tail where the stinger would be. So there we have that. And we'll trim that off here. And then just so that secure those a little bit, I'm going to add a little zap-a-gap right in here. Just since I didn't fold those over. Next I'm going to use some Loco legs and Chartreuse. I'm going to put 2 of these on each side. It's kind of a thing. It's got a little black specks in there. You can see that, so it gives it some type of modeling or contour or some type of texture to the legs. Those 2 strands I just cut in half, and I'm gonna put this one on the far side. And we'll put 2 on the near side. And I'm going to use some black dry fly hackle to fill that in. And since it's a foam fly, you know, it doesn't have to be the hook gap and a half, it could be just less. We're just putting this in there to give it some more action. Trim off that little stem there. I'll use my Hackle pliers, or maybe I have enough to do there without it. This will just add a little bit more movement. Really not much for floating. And we'll cut that out. Pull these back. Use a clip to pull these back so I can do a quick whip finish here. But we're not done. We could probably, I'm going to put some antenna on there. Alright, I'll start my thread behind the eyes again. And this little nylon, kind of like those little tags you get on your clothing that's got the price tag on it. I'm just going to give it a little light here to create a ball for the end of the antenna. And then I'm going to tie that in right on top. Give it a couple loose wraps. Pull them up a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and whip finish here. Those antennae probably could be optional, but hey, why not be kind of cool and fancy here? And then we'll use some Zap-A-Gap to lock those threads in and that nylon bead chain. And then while we're doing that, we'll remove that. I'll turn this upside down. Gather these things up. And you could do your legs however you like. I'm going to make mine all about the same length just for more action. But you know, some people like them shorter in the front, longer in the back. And if I wanted to do that on the water, I could just clip them on the water. And there you have it. A bumblebee. Maybe for some panfish, red-eye bass. Like I said, it looks like fun. Well, there you have a little foam bumblebee. And with antenna, which could be optional. Like I said, some people like to have smaller legs in the front and longer in the back. I'm going to kind of tie it like a spider type thing, but hopefully it'll catch some brim, or definitely I hope it's going to work on those red-eye bass when I get a chance to fish for those. Alright, give this a try, tie it, let me know what's going on, and we'll see you on the water. Bye.